Good afternoon and welcome to Reading. The Space Alexander technique is going live. If you don't catch me now, then you might be able to catch me later because I'll leave this up. My name is Jessica. I've got some time in between lessons, so I thought I'd talk to you about what's been going on. I've been off work for the last month with shingles, which is hilarious. If you're offered a vaccine, take the vaccine. But it taught me a lot about how to manage pain and the kinds of effects that pain has on the body. And when pain comes that you're not used to, some people have chronic pain, and I can't imagine dealing with it on a day-to-day basis. But I guess the thing I learned was that it's a pretty continuous pain, shingles, unexpectedly. And it made me very clenched and tight. And so the more I clenched and the more I tightened, the more it would hurt. So the first thing I had to remember was my directions and letting my neck be free, letting my shoulders go away from each other, letting my spine lengthen and my back widen. And rest, lots and lots of rest. And the thing is with shingles is that people go, you must rest, which is true. Okay, I took the advice for a while. Then I got insanely bored, and here I am back. I'm not doing too much. I am teaching today, but I spaced out my lessons with long gaps in between, which is why I'm talking to you now, just so I could make sure that I was very well rested for the next one. And the reason I wanted to come back to teach was because of two things. One, because I was bored stiff, and two, because in teaching, I have to work on myself. So I have to be good. I have to be doing the right thing for myself. And I pass that on to my pupil. So it was a good way for me to focus. The expectation part of it, which is what I wanted to talk about, was that you get all sorts of people going, you're sick, you need to watch out for yourself. And it puts doubt in your mind. And I told a pupil earlier, my gran was wonderful. She used to say, if you were going to pick up something like a box or a suitcase or something like that, she would say, as soon as you engaged, she would go, don't pick that up, you'll get a hernia. Which at that point is the moment where you start to doubt yourself. So your expectations are changed by somebody else's expectations. She thinks that I'm going to hurt myself, puts doubt in my previously confident mind that I'm going to hurt myself, and therefore I'm likely to throw my back out or something like that. And so when other people give you advice, it's welcome, of course, and it's nice, and they care about you, and that's why they do it. But ultimately, you have to process your own expectations. So first of all, don't have unrealistic expectations about what you can do. So if you've been diagnosed with something like, say, shingles, you have to rest. You have to expect that it's going to knock you sideways. And then every day, you just try and do a little bit. Stop. Take stock. See how you feel. If you're tired, go back to bed. And that's what I did for a month. Then after a while, I would get up. I would do something like wash the dishes. Then I might find myself doing a little bit more. Then I take stock. I stop. I say that's enough for a day, and then I go back to bed. I might get up later, do a little bit more. But that's how I figured out that I was getting better. And at some point I had to say, I've got to take something bigger. So that's why I had lessons booked today, and I feel better for it. I feel better for being out. I feel better for being what I set out to be, as in a teacher. And I feel good to sit here and talk to you. So if you catch this later, maybe, that would be great. I'd love to know what you think. So expectations have a lot to do with the psychophysical nature of Alexander technique, which is that what you think has a bearing on what you do. So if you think you can't do something, the chances are that you could put obstacles in the way of doing something. And so you don't do it. It puts doubt in your mind. If somebody else tells you you can't do something, whereas previously you thought you could, then it puts doubt in your mind. Even if somebody says, do you think that's a good idea? Again, it's fine. It's good for them to question, maybe, but maybe they're looking at you from their own viewpoint. Like, I wouldn't do something like that. Why is she doing something like that? And you don't need to share your doubts with anybody else. What we do in the work is we take each day as it comes. So today, I'm not the same person as I was yesterday. Yesterday, I was almost fully recovered from shingles. Today, I am back at work being a teacher. If you were to have a lesson with me, you are not the same person as you were in the last lesson. So, yes, we can build up a knowledge of your progress, but at the same time, we have to leave the past in the past. Because if you build up say, a profile of yourself and you start to learn why you do things, that's good. But if you then make it into your narrative, I react this way because I always do it. Oh, there I go again. Oh, I always do that. Well, one day you might not do it. And if you think that each time you are not the same as you were last time, then you invite the possibility of change. You are not the same person you were before. And that's amazingly important, because if you're not inviting the possibility of change, then what are you going to do? You can't do anything. So taking each day as it comes, taking every person as they come, every interaction as it comes, I think is incredibly important. If you know, though, that, say, somebody is, every time you interact with them, they annoy you or they make you feel a certain way, then you can say, okay, I don't need that person to be a part of my life because they're a negative influence habitually. On the other hand, you can demonize somebody by saying they're always like that, and then you're not giving them the possibility of change either, which I think is important, to give them the benefit of doubt. Just like I would have to give a pupil the benefit of doubt, otherwise why would they be paying me to come and have lessons? You've got to say, this person has the chance to change, they want to change. They might not change for a long time because they're struggling with the habitual nature of their reactions, but they learn to change, and that's important. So that's why I'm thinking about expectations. When you're sick for a long time, and that's the longest I've been sick for a long time, it's about a month, after a while you get used to it and you think, oh, okay, I'm expecting to be tired today, I'm expecting to hurt. And you've got to check in with yourself and say, really, how do I feel today? Not yesterday, not the day before. And every day you have to be willing to check and see if there's any difference. And eventually you'll realize that you're very different from the way you were before. This sounds rather waffly, because it is, because everybody is different. Everybody has a different progress through life, and everybody looks at life in different ways. But your expectations can be very loose, very free form, very open to change, open to being wrong, as we say, open to the possibility that you're not doing it right. And then if you discard the way you were before, then you can find a new way that works for you. And again, once you think you're right, then you throw that away and then you reassess where you were. And that's what the work is about. And I'm going to leave it there. So if you catch this video, do leave a comment. I don't know if anybody's with me at the moment, but please leave a comment. Please subscribe to the channel. Please click the little bell so that you know when I've got new stuff up. It is coming, I promise. Have a great day. Be open to change. Tomorrow you won't be the same person. Yesterday you weren't the same person. But it's all up for grabs. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye.